Leonard. We're here at another edition of Skill TV. We just did what they call the Great Heads of Statesville exit poll. And I've got the two instructors from Mitchell Community College that helped drive that, and we have the students going to be joining us here shortly. But we've got Doug Knight.
Yes, sir.
You're the physics teacher at Mitchell Community College, right?
Yes.
And you're?
Sean Fravor.
Sean Fravor, and you're the mechanical engineering instructor, right?
Yes, sir.
So you actually taught kids how to all the mechanics, all the processes, and you taught the physics components.
To some extent, yes.
And helped them develop this, build it, and design it. And we were able to do a little mock exit poll of the candidates, and we were able to use these pumpkins here and to be able to measure the distance and be able to do a predictor of the election.
Yes.
From a practical perspective, what did we get out of this?
Well, the kids actually learn to make something. It's not just in class, they're not just designing on a computer, they're actually making something. They're seeing real-world engineering, not just classwork physics or classwork design.
So they're not just reading a book or taking a test,
sir.
They're actually building something.
Their test is functional.
And so if they didn't get results, they wouldn't be able to, it wouldn't work, and they know that they were deficient in their activity.
They know if it doesn't work, we're going to make it work.
And so from a teaching perspective, you got a little bit different job as opposed to trying to create demand. Now you got to fill it. This is a little bit different. You can see the energy of these guys. They really enjoy this. They're out there willing to get in the rain and getting all the stuff, and they don't care because they're out there having fun, and that's great. Well, we're getting ready to, again, we're getting ready to choose a new candidate and new leaders. But, we're in the midst of some major transitions. Majority of our skilled workers are in their 50s and 60s. The majority of our nuclear power engineers, the majority of our electrical line workers, a lot of our electricians, a lot of our mechanics, and even Joe the plumbers don't even have license yet. So we need to get a whole new future generation developed. What can we do? Is this the kind of stuff that we need to start doing and getting more activity-based experiential learning, right?
I think so, because like you said, they really enjoy it. They get the aspects of doing the part in class, which is we've got to be done, but then they also get the fun and seeing how ultimately the results they get from doing those math problems or doing drawings, doing the design work. They get to actually see what's going to happen and what kind of results they can get, which I think in turn gives them confidence in their skills they're gaining.
If you can make this, you can make other things.
Yeah, so they get more than just theory. They're getting practice, and they got, as you said, getting the confidence that they can be able to transfer that to other activities, even the higher level functions. So that's great. Well, thank you for what you're doing, and this is great.
Thanks.
Guys, come on and join us here. And again, we've got some students.
Go ahead, Eugene.
And what I love about this is we've got both genders represented, and because a lot of times in engineering and maintenance and math, we don't think about women pursuing these functions, and there's definitely not a gender thing. Slide in closer, because I think there we go. Y'all got out here and got in the mess here and did all that. What did you learn? Did you have fun?
Yes, we did.
And what do you think about all this?
Well, we had a great time. It just shows us how to actually apply the knowledge.
And so you were able to launch these pumpkins down the field and be able to get ready for this competition you guys are having in a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah.
Next week.
Next week. And how many other do you think are going to be there?
Maybe 4.
4?
Yeah.
And so you've learned today was good practice for you because you learned some of the efficiencies that you've got out there on the machine, right? You got a chance to refine them. That's great. Now, what do y'all want to be when you're finished with your education? What are you thinking
Well,
about?
I plan on transferring to UNC Charlotte.
And what are you going to do at UNC Charlotte?
Engineering, but not sure what field.
But you are going into engineering.
Yep.
What are you thinking of doing?
I want to pursue a mathematics degree, and I have not decided.
Okay, but you are getting that, and then you don't know exactly where that's going to take you, but you know that there's some opportunities there. And when you're actually, as I understand, thinking about pursuing NASA.
Oh no, I'm going to apply for an internship there. But my plan is while I'm in college, I'm just going to apply to different internships every summer so that I can get more of a directed pathway of what I like to do.
So you're going to experience a variety of different things, and then you're going to figure out what that is after you have a whole different types of, kind of a buffet of options.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start building up a base of like physics and mechanical engineering or aerospace engineering, depending on if I go to State or Charlotte. Then I'm just going to like dabble in different stuff while I'm doing it.
And then as you're doing it, you're going to have all kinds of opportunities presented. That's wonderful. I want to share with you, I just got back from Cleveland, and there were kids that were learning welding, and believe it or not, this one kid's 18 years old, and he's already got a $50,000 a year job. Already, and he ain't even done yet. And there's other kids that are making $100,000 thrown in, just learning how to weld. So getting into engineering, getting into some of these higher level functions, you guys definitely have some lucrative opportunities available to you. Because as the people retire that are my age, that are moving out, you guys are definitely going to be carrying the load, and we appreciate what you're doing. Thank you.
Yes. I think the most important thing is that we just find a job that we enjoy.
Yeah, that's the most. And if you keep that, you'll be able to give back even more than you coming from here.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's great. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Greta Lint with the Crossroads Pumpkin Festival in Statesville, North Carolina. We just had a pumpkin chunkin where we catapulted pumpkins drawn up as political candidates to see which one might be predicted to win. And with me in this project is Joel Leonard. He is producer and host of Skill TV. He comes to the table through the educational component as to what all we had to go through to get these pumpkins ready and to predict the winner of this year's election. Joel, thank you for joining me today.
Well, thank you, Greta. You did an outstanding job.
Well, thank you. We used trebuchets built by Mitchell Community College, and physics instructor Dr. Doug Knight led the ship, and you talked with him. You spent some time with him in finding out how he and the students handled this.
What was fascinating, Greta, was that kids were going to their physics teacher and begging them to help them build this trebuchet, optimize the performance, get the physics teacher to teach them some of the physics that are involved, some of the mechanical process. They had a mechanical engineering instructor involved. And so these kids were actually, through experiential education, more than just looking at a book or trying to pass a test, they were actually building a contraption to launch these pumpkins down the field. And using rocket science, we were able to predict the national, state, and local elections. And we completed the presidential and the senatorial component of this. They're going to have a chunk off for the gubernatorial, and they're also going to conduct some of the state cabinet functions as well as some of the local elections in Statesville. So we're kind of halfway through the process, and November 1st they're going to do the next component of this.
We hope that you'll come out to the facility right behind the Parks and Recreation office in Statesville on Saturday, November 1st at 8:30 to see the chunk off for the gubernatorial race here in North Carolina, which pitched Democratic Bev Perdue against Charlotte Mayor Pat McCrory. Now, we had students from the American Renaissance Charter School, a middle school in downtown Statesville, draw the faces on the pumpkins. We used 3 to 3.5 pound pumpkins, pie pumpkins.
We measured them all to make sure they were fair and balanced.
We measured them all, and then we catapulted them. But here's the Hillary head. We never did because it was raining, and I think that that's a sign of the economy, the rain that we had. We did not have the chance to catapult Hillary's head to find out how far she would have gone. We did display her head, however, under a piece of glass that we had cracked into at least 18 million cracks.
And we had W on hand to oversee the activity. He didn't get into the gourd slinging, but he was watching on hand. So.
and you see, each one of these has a little cape behind it that soared as it went through the air and landed. We had some great fun with this. Members of the community came out, and we encourage you to come out to the Crossroads Pumpkin Fest on November 1st, 2008. Now, if you're viewing this on YouTube after November 1st, 2008, mark your calendars for the first Saturday in November. Come to Statesville, North Carolina. X marks the spot for all kinds of fun and excitement. Joel, thank you very much.
Thank you, Greta. Outstanding job.